Hey, first grade readers, I'm excited to talk to you about our reading lesson this week. We're going to be doing something in our book to prepare it for a reading celebration on Thursday. So, we're going to talk about something that you and I have done before, which is readers learn lessons. So, remember those fortunes that we hid in our book before and shared with our friends and our partners? We're going to do that again today to share with our family. Okay, so there's three ways that readers can find or discover the lesson in their books. Okay, so the first one is they predict the lesson right from the start. So when I start out reading the book, I'm already starting to think. There's clues at the beginning that tell me, oh, I think this is what the main character in the book is going to learn. Okay. And then the next thing that we can do is reread the ending and think, how did the trouble get fixed? So that ending is going to give me a lot of great clues about the trouble and how the character fixed it or how someone helped the character fix it. And that gives us clues into what the lesson is. And then the last thing we can do is think to ourselves, what is it the character learned or realized in the end of the story? And remember, it usually has to do with their feelings and helping them be a better person or help make their life better. Okay, so we're going to do that with this book, Mr. Putter and Tabby Pour the Tea, one of our favorites. So the first thing I'm going to do is think from the very beginning, what could the lesson be? Before he got his fine cat Tabby, Mr. Putter lived all alone. In the mornings, he had no one to share his English muffins. In the afternoons, he had no one to share his tea. And in the evenings, there was no one Mr. Putter could tell his stories to, and he had the most wonderful stories to tell. So already I'm starting to predict the lesson right from the start. I'm thinking Mr. Putter is definitely lonely. This might be a clue as to what he's going to learn or discover. I think he's going to find a way to not be lonely, and that having Tabby is going to make him think about having someone to share life with makes it better. So as we read along, we know that Mr. Putter tells all about the things he loves to do, but he's doing them all by himself. And then he goes to get a cat. So he meets Tabby, and Tabby has all these things about her that are just like Mr. Putter. So he ends up taking Tabby home, and they do all their favorite things together. They garden, they have their tea, okay, they tell stories, they sing opera, okay, they even take a bath together, one of my favorite parts. Okay, so now I'm going to reread the ending of the story and think, how did the trouble get fixed? Okay, Tabby could not remember life without Mr. Putter. They lived among their tulips and trees. They ate their muffins. They poured their tea. They turned up the opera and enjoyed the most perfect company of all, each other. So now let's think about, what did Mr. Putter realize or learn? I think he learned that life was so much better when he had someone to share it with. So I have a fortune that I've written down. Remember when we did that together? I wrote it on a strip, okay, and tucked it in the end of my book. So let's take a look at my fortune. Everything is better when you have someone to share it with, okay? So I want you to write down and discover your fortune today and write it on a strip of paper and hide it at the end of your book. Okay, just like Miss Harris did. What is the lesson that the character learned? Remember, it's not a lesson unless it's something they can use in their everyday life. Okay, so you have a challenge today. You're going to get a bonus B buck. All right, predict the lesson right from the start. Reread the ending to find clues. How did the trouble get fixed? And think, what did the character learn? When you go to the flip grid in our lessons today, you're going to show the cover of your fiction book. You're going to give an all about really quick, and then you're going to share the fortune that you put at the end of your book. All right? I can't wait to hear all the lessons that you're learning in your books. All right, see you later. Time to go read in that cozy spot.